Think about the history. Think about you and me. Without hip hop, without hip hop, without hip hop. Think about it. Think about it. Think. You see, it was never about cursing. It was all about the verses, rhyming out the voices, depicting conditions of violence, displacement, and crime. Never a reason or a why of how African American young men were treated while others stood by. Police looked the other way while young African American men were mistreated. Treatment especially hard on the young black male. Just look at how they died by the hand of the man. An arrest using the chokehold to hold many young brothers down sent them early to their graves 6 feet under the ground. Another form of lynching, this time just pretending to capture their prey, but we realized it wasn't okay. It was just another way to kill them. But God looked down from heaven and saw the injustice swelling. For a special group he could not overlook. His young African American sons were beginning to succumb to the brute, to the violence in the land, not understanding their ancestry. Whereas Prince, they began. God gave them a voice. They could feel that was real, something they loved deep inside, something they could not hide, a message they could relate and not retaliate, allowing them to use their minds instead of spending time in a cell, just like hell. Something authentic, something they could win in. God reached out his hand of freedom and protected his young black sons, called their names one by one. Africa Babata, Cool Herc and the Herculoids, Furious 4, Funk 4 plus one more, Cash Crew, GM Flash, Busy Bee, Chief Rocker, Grand Wizard Theodore, Fantastic Romantic 5, Slick Rick, Get Fresh Crew, McLight, Queen Latifah, Grand Master Flash, Tribe Quelly, Dana Dane, Ricky D, Dougie Fresh, Cool G, Houdini, Big D, Chuck D, Cold Crush Brothers, Public Enemy, LL Cool J, Nas, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, NWA, Russell Simmons, just to name some of the pioneers that would become known as the real deal. Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Big Daddy Kane showed no fear, speaking out the words, describing their pain, and you say, is it a game? You see, God used the rap to express how insane to bleed his young men caused them to sin, never to build a life, never to have a family or a wife, putting them in jail sometimes by the age of 12. Thinking all they were was a number, being mistreated, murdered, and plundered. How much more could a young man take looking at the injustice, the crime, the rape, always wanting a way out and a chance out of the gate? Hip-hop came as a way of escape. Think about it. Think about it. Think. Tight beats and words flying high in the air, swinging like guns to dare, a challenger to draw faster, a word, a rhyme, a story chaser, expounding on the atrocities brought into the black community, expressing oneself with a quickness and a finesse, telling their stories to one another, black brother to black brother, not knowing God had a plan to restore his sons to their promised land. More than 40 acres and a mule. Jay-Z, P. Diddy broke the rules, allowing them to go to school on the streets to recover. An education lost. Words became the commodity bought. Minds developed into businessmen and CEOs, forced to start their own companies because no one else would believe these young men could have a dream, sell millions of records and change the world's economy. So why you tripping? Pick up Fortune magazine, all over the charts with hit records, selling out concert stadiums with rapping, revive the music industry just because God, their father, had a dream to pull his young sons out of the dark streets. So give them some respect next time you meet. God loves them just like he loves you. Their prayers are answered too. If you are a rapper, don't forget, you have a responsibility not to disrespect the mission, the cause, the history of authentic rap, birthed into hip-hop monopoly. Think about it. Think about it. Think. I'm Mikaeli King, the Inspirational gal. Congratulations to Jay-Z, the first hip-hop artist to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Asking the artist, hip-hop, art you can hear.